Yo, hold up, y'all. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, just dropped some serious tea that's got everyone shook. He's out here calling out Usher, accusing him of staying silent and protecting the very man who might have done him dirty in the worst way possible. Like, what's really going on here, Usher?
You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, Nick was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said.
So for years, all these wild rumors have been swirling about Usher's time at Diddy's infamous flavor camp. Now, picture this. Usher was just 15 when he got shipped off to live with Diddy in New York, and let's just say the whispers about what went down back then are, well, they ain't pretty. People are saying Usher was exposed to some super inappropriate stuff, and it all leads back to Diddy. And get this, Usher didn't just end up with Diddy by accident. Nah, it was L.A. Reid who sent him over there, supposedly for Diddy to mentor him. But y'all, the streets are talking, and folks are speculating that what really went down was way darker than anyone thought. There's even a rumor that Diddy had his eyes on Usher long before he was even 15. Diddy himself admitted they used to wake up in the same bed when Usher was just 10. Like, what? They'd wrestle? Come on now, something's just not adding up.
I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real.
Fast forward to 2016. Usher was on the Howard Stern show, talking about his time at Diddy's flavor camp. And y'all, the vibe was off. Usher seemed like he was still processing some deep stuff from those days. You could just tell there was more to the story.
But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
But wait, earlier this year, Usher did a complete 180 on Club Shay Shay. Suddenly, he's all smiles, saying his time at Puffy's flavor camp was one of the best experiences of his life. Huh? How you go from one vibe with Howard to all sunshine and rainbows with Shay Shay? The math ain't mathing, Usher.
I don't think I would be the artist that I am today without the experiences that I had in New York City. Because I'm seeing him go from his independence to then becoming Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I got a front row seat looking at that. Thank God that I had that experience, you know what I'm saying?
And then you...
Now, let's hit pause for a sec, because here's where things get really messy. If Usher's time with Diddy was so amazing, why did he tell Howard Stern he'd never, ever send his own kids to live with Diddy? Like, what's the real tea, Usher?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
And y'all, we ain't even at the darkest part yet. Gene Deal recently dropped a bombshell, claiming he saw Usher being rushed to the hospital back in the day after something sketchy went down between him and Diddy. According to Gene, the whole situation was straight up shady, but what really got him heated was Usher out here praising Diddy on Club Shay Shay. Like, how can you give props to someone after all that?
I know, and people know, that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you gonna give him a pass?
But hold up, if Gene really did witness Usher being taken to the hospital, wouldn't that make him low-key an accomplice? Why didn't he say anything back then? Like, bro, you saw something go down and you're just now talking about it?
At the time, I didn't know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, Nick was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time.
And guess what? Gene's story is now switching up too. He was just on The Art of Dialogue, and this time he's saying he heard about Diddy sending some boy to the hospital, but he didn't actually witness it. And he's claiming he didn't even know who Usher was back then. Like, Gene, what's good? You're flip-flopping harder than a fish out of water. First, you saw it with your own eyes. Now you're saying you didn't? Come on, bruh. Fans are side-eyeing this whole situation real hard right now, and honestly, we don't blame them. One fan hit the nail on the head saying, "I think sharing someone else's trauma like that is wild. This is all so sad." Facts. Another person chimed in saying, "I think Gene knows more than what he's saying. He's trying to distance himself from the devil when he was on Satan's payroll and witnessed many things and kept his mouth shut."